All right, welcome to Your Time, Your Money. I'm with my wonderful friend and amazing associate, Lauren Geraldson. Really exciting. We're breaking in the new year, and we're excited to get back to work on this podcast. It's been a little bit of a hiatus we had to take. We were in a dead heat with another team out in Washington.
Yep.
And we were so locked in at the end of the year that we pumped the brakes on podcasts. But now we're here, and we know your time is just as valuable as your money. So we want to get to work and start talking a little bit about the 10 most expensive places to live in the United States.
I know that feels like everywhere.
I feel like it's everywhere. Is Albany on this list? Or Clifton Park? Or Del Mar? Because I feel like, everything's so expensive right now. And, we actually was reading this article and we were talking about home prices and we were talking about inflation. And I wanted to highlight some of the most expensive places to live and how fast people are moving away from those places. So we're going to work our way down the list. And then when we get to number 5, we're going to start highlighting some of the real costs in those places.
Yeah, really put it into perspective.
I mean, it's important to understand. And
Totally.
We're going to do another episode with the 10 cheapest places to live.
Yeah.
Which I think New Hampshire is one of those places, and I can't wait to live there. I'm very excited. I'm going to claim residency there, right? It's about an hour away. So at number 10, we got Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Number 10, most expensive place to live. What do you got number 9?
Number 9, Oakland, California. You knew Cali was coming.
The former home of the Raiders
there
in
you
Oakland,
go.
California. Boston is number 8.
Yep.
Boston is an expensive place to live. All right,
it is.
What do we got next?
Seattle, Washington, coming in at number 7.
Seattle. It could be the home of the next Super Bowl champions. I have a feeling they're going to put it to the Patriots. The NFC is way stronger than the AFC this year.
That's what I was going to say.
Number 6 is Long Beach, California.
Yep, and number 5, as we all know, New York City.
New York. So let's talk about New York City for just a hot second. What is the income you need to make to live comfortably? This is
comfortably.
Right, this is comfortably.
Yeah.
This is enjoying a night out. This is going and having fun.
Yeah.
So what's your adjusted gross income have to be?
New York City, gross income, $184,000.
I mean, that's significant, guys,
Yeah.
right? That's a big number. Obviously, let's break that out now for just necessities. What's that?
Necessities. It's interesting between comfortability and necessities. I think that we could do a whole podcast on that.
Just break those two apart.
Just necessities, right? Like, how are we eating, paying our bills? $92,000, just still significant.
This is your adjusted gross income.
Yeah.
So what you're making after taxes.
After taxes.
That's a big number, and that's just to live. That's not. That's literally probably eating cat food every night, right?
Hopefully, at least ramen, right? It's around the same price.
I mean, New York City is supposed to be some of the best food in the world, and if you're making
not at 92
grand, right, you're not eating any of that food.
No.
There's actually a cool guy on Instagram that does all these dining experiences.
Yep.
And he'll do them like on his lunch break. I always forget his name, but the steaks that he gets they always look so good.
So good.
I'm like, I want to go get one. All right. What's the average single-family home value in New York City?
Coming right under 900,000 at 846.
Oh, that's a really good number for New York City.
Oof.
All right. So the 4th most expensive place to live, Los Angeles, California. And you're gonna see a trend here, guys, where California is gonna be in a lot of these top 3 here, top 4, and there's some rationale behind that. So to live comfortably, you got to make $194,000.
Yep.
The income you need for necessities is $97,000, which means that before taxes you got to make around $140,000, right? Which is kind of crazy. And then the average single family home is $1.01 million, so about $1 million.
Yep.
What's number 3?
Number 3 is San Diego.
Oh, San Diego.
San Diego, it's beautiful. Income need to live comfortably, we broke the 200 mark, 206.
Whoa.
Necessities, 103,000.
Oh my gosh.
Ouch. And then the average single family home, 1.14.
So, I mean, yeah, as you're seeing, as the cost of homes go up, the cost of living goes up.
Of course, right?
Taxes and property and school taxes, and then you got, your cost of living and your just general goods and services. Well, number 2, surprise, surprise, still in California.
Here we are.
San Francisco, the home of my wife's favorite football team and a team that I wish I got a chance to play for. But to live comfortably there is $251,000.
Yep.
To live just bare necessities, $125K. Can you imagine making $125,000 and not being able to go out to dinner and have fun?
No.
Average home price there,
Gross.
$1.4 million.
Yeah.
And Lauren, I'll let you do number one. Drum roll.
Number one, San Jose, California.
Oh, man. NorCal in the house. Most
NorCal.
expensive place to live.
Income needed, lived comfortably, $264.
Ooh, wow. So you're making $330
Yeah.
before taxes to make $264.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Just exist.
That's a lot of money.
Things. Necessities, $132,000.
Oh.
Home prices, single family home, $1.5 million.
Okay, so let's make sure we put this in retrospect, right? That home in San Jose is less than 1,200 square feet.
Oh, yeah, not a mansion.
Like, people need to understand,
Yeah.
like, if you were to buy a home in Texas,
Sure.
if you spent $300,000, you are going to get a mansion.
Yeah.
You are going to get literally 15 acres of land, and you are going to get 4,000 to 5,000 square feet.
Yes.
Brand new construction. If you go to San Jose and try to buy a home, you're going to be at less than 1,200 square feet, and it's going to be over 50 years old.
Yeah.
So location. But the biggest thing here I want everyone to really highlight is the reason why the cost of living is so high usually directly correlates to the cost of your home, the cost of housing. And the cost of housing is driven up by taxes.
Yep.
And right now, if anyone is reading anything in the news, they're seeing that California obviously has one of the highest tax rates in the country. And, the crazy part that I'm seeing, and also correlating, which correlation doesn't mean causation, but the amount of misused federal and state funds
Yep.
are in California, right? That's a huge number. And obviously, it's funny, I was looking at this and I was trying to see if there's any correlation with Minnesota, with New York, but a lot of misused taxpayer dollars are being refunded to the government by higher taxes, So I wanted to make sure people understand, like, I know everyone has a dream home when you retire, but you should make sure you really think about where you want to move to.
Yeah, put it into perspective. What's the most important? Taxes.
Does it have
I had
state?
a client that I had a client that retired to Alabama, and he came back to tell me about how the taxes were great.
No
and he
taxes,
loved
right?
it there.
Tennessee, New
Who would think
Hampshire,
of these
Alabama.
places?
Well, but again, you got to know where you're moving. You got to
Yes.
know the people. You got to know the culture, which is another piece of this, right?
Cost is a big deal.
But you got to also know the cost.
Yeah.
And if I move to a place where I get 5% more money because I don't have state tax,
Yeah.
well, I should be thinking about where I want to go. So there's a methodology here on why I want our clients and our friends to know about this stuff, because when you start to make plans for retirement and you start to think about your next home or your next move,
Yep.
you really want to think about what the cost of living is in those places.
It's important, and a lot of our retirees are fixed income.
Yeah.
Pension, Social Security. So these numbers are important, and how much have they gone up? And
Yeah, but then the domino effect of cost of goods and services.
Yeah.
Because if taxes are higher,
Right.
guess what?
Healthcare.
The goods and services are more
Yeah.
expensive. Healthcare is more expensive,
Everything.
right? So we always like to highlight these things, and it's not to scare you, it's not to stress you out, but New York State saw a ton of people leave last year.
Yeah.
California saw a ton of people leave. And what happens, and people don't realize this, is that when big corporations leave a state, the burden of the tax liability that the corporation left falls back on the individual person,
Yes.
right? Which is
the
why
people making 92 net. And
you really you really should want great corporations and great industry in your state, because that really helps offset the cost of living, and that increases your ability to live in a low cost state.
Yep.
Not to say that's not great for anyone who lives in New York. I love New York, but sometimes I get stressed out about how much my tax bill is every year.
it hurts. And I think at the end of the day, all we're trying to get across here is let's make a plan.
Right. Don't just haphazardly move. Well, yeah, California has some sunny shores and some beautiful weather, but they're also in the 4 of the top 5
Yeah.
are
Expensive.
in California.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that I wanted to make sure I highlighted was just be thoughtful of your next move forward, and just have that conversation with your advisor, and at least know where you want to go.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today. We really hoped you liked our episode. You can always get a hold of us at irontreefinancial@ceteraIS.com. And again, we're excited to field your questions, and we hope you don't move to one of these high-cost states. And if you do, you better have a plan. As always, it's your time
And your money.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Your Time, Your Money. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share this with friends, family, coworkers, anyone else that you think might be interested. If you do have questions or topics, you can always email them to irontreefinancial@ceterais.com. Please follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Spotify, Google Play, and many other sources that were available. And you can reach us at 844-444-YTYM. And as always, it's your time and your money.
Cetera Investors is the marketing name of Cetera Investment Services. Securities and insurance products are offered through Cetera Investment Services, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services are offered through Cetera Investment Advisors, LLC. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity.